Today our goal is to discover or calculate slope, and especially on the graphs. So slope is the steepness of the line, which means the slope is, there's a line on a graph, it's either going up or it's either going downward. It is sort of like a hill, or it could be as a mountain. So slope is that steepness of that line, and it is very particular. It is very easy when it comes to the graph, because slope is the letter M, and we get the slope when we actually have some points moving on this line. That's why it is called M. So slope is M, and for the graph, we actually use a fraction, which is called rise over run. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple. That's what we are going to use in order to find the graph. First, let's go ahead and review the question from the yesterday. It says Stacy is charged $150 for 3 concert tickets. Create a graph that has a slope that best represents the cost per ticket. So cost per ticket means cost of one ticket. All right. So I have information, which is Stacy. I'm going to make a table. Stacy is selling some tickets. So tickets goes on the X. And then money always go on the Y. So X and then Y. That's how the table is going to be constructed. Now, if she is selling 3 tickets, it is $150. I need to figure out 2 tickets, 1 ticket. Now, if she doesn't sell any ticket, that's 0 money. So that's your first point, 0, 0. But I don't have to write it over here. So 3 tickets for 150. That means 1 ticket is how much? 150 divided by 3. So that is $50. Okay, so 1 ticket is $50. So 1 ticket is $50. That means each ticket is 50. So if 1 ticket is 50, 2 tickets would be another 50. That gives you 100. So if I need more, I can have more. If she has 4 tickets, that would be 200. If she has 5 tickets, another $50, so $250. So that is my table. Now I am going to plot these points on the calculator, on the graph. So 0, if she doesn't sell any ticket, she doesn't spend any money. Okay, no ticket, no money. 1 is 50. So 1, I don't actually have a 50, but I can figure out it's 40 here, 60 here, so 50 would be halfway over here. 2 is 100. 3 is 150, so that's 140, 160, that's 150. 4 is 200, which is not there, but I believe it should be over here. Okay. There's no information for 5, so I can't go beyond. Now, this is my points. I cannot connect them with the line because you can't sell half a ticket, so it has to stay like that. You can't connect the points. So these are my points. The 1 ticket is $50. So cost of 1 ticket is $50. All right. Now let's move on to today's topic, which is finding the slope using the graphs. Stephanie sells necklaces. Okay, Stephanie is selling necklaces, so she's making some money. The graph models a linear relationship. Linear means line. And as you can notice, this is a line on a graph between the number of necklaces she sells and her total earning. So total earning is the money. So money is always on the Y. So this is her earning on the Y-axis, and then she has some necklaces on the X-axis. Okay. How much does Stephanie charge per necklace? Per necklace means for 1 necklace. If you can just know that, it will be easier for you to determine how much is that over here. So there you go. At one necklace, she is over here, but since I don't know the exact value, but I can see it is halfway, so it should be 10. So how much? It is $10. So $10 for one necklace. That is what it means from the graph. So pretty easy. If you have a graph, you can just check it, or you can just figure out. But the first thing you have to do is always write it out. Charge per necklace means for one necklace, so you understand it is at the one necklace, and that's where you can read the graph and figure out the answer. All right, the next is blank is a ratio of the amount of change in the output over amount of input. It is rate of change or slope. It's called rate of change. And it's also the ratio of a change in linear relationship. Again, linear is a line, which is change of y in change of x. So the other way is the slope is change of y over change in x, which is also known as rise over run. So slope, the letter M is the ratio of rise over run. And that's what we use when we have the graph, especially. Blank is a relationship that forms a straight line on a coordinate plane. It is also, it's called linear relationship. Linear, because you have a keyword, it forms a straight line. So linear actually has the word line in it. So whenever I'm gonna put some points and it has a relationship, they would, if I connect them, they end up making a straight line like that, or the line that you see over here, okay? So this type of relationship is called linear relationship. All right, example number 1 over here says the graph shows a linear relationship between the number of hours Maria works, X, and so X is the hours, the amount of hours Maria works, and the amount of money. Again, money is always Y, so the money is on the Y. Based on the graph, how much does Maria earns per hour? So I need to know the per hour. It is for 1 hour. All right, now 1 hour. If I can know how much in 1 hour by just looking at the graph, it's good. If not, then I actually have to do some math. In this one, 1 hour would be, this is going by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So it's going by 2s. So 1 hour should be over here at the, because this is 0. Now 1 hour is, if I go up, it is 20. And I can say it only because it is starting, if it is starting from the 0, from the center. It is 0 through the proportion, so I can look at this graph and I can say, oh, she's making $20 per hour. So based on this graph, Maria, she is making $20 per hour. That is what your calculations would be. That is what her earning is. Or Maria earns $20 per hour. So that is for this graph. Okay, so this is simple. This graph was easy. Now, if I look over here on the second graph, it says a gym charges 50 fee to join plus an additional fee each month. So 50 is one-time fee that you pay, and then every month you pay something. The graph shows a linear relationship between the number of months at the gym and the total cost. Again, money is always on the Y. So that's the money on the Y, and then X is the number of months. What is the slope of the line that model this relationship? So I actually have to figure out the slope. So my keyword for this question is slope. Now circle the word slope and write the letter M, because slope is M. And then This is a graph, so the slope is from rise over run. So slope is rise over run. Now, in order to do rise over run, you have simple steps. Step number 1 is I am going to find 2 points on this line, and I call them 2 good points, okay? These steps are written on your back of your practice sheet as well. So step number 1 is I'm going to find the points. So first, I'm going to find 2 good points. I call them good for a reason. I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to find 2 good points on this graph, and then I am going to put those numbers on rise over run. Okay, and then I'm just gonna simplify to calculate my slope. So it's basically 2 small steps that you have to do. So 2 good points. Now, what are those 2 good points? When you are finding those 2 good points, they are basically on the corner of this box. So you scan through the line, and then you put a dot where you see it is passing through the corner, because corner gives you the whole number, okay? Like this point is a good point because if I write the order pair for this one, it is 0 on the X and 50 on the Y. So whole numbers. So that point is called good. Next, I can look over here. So I'm going to scan the point. This is also good because I have 1, 60. That is a good point. Then this point is little off. It is not... It looks a little off, but this is also from the corner, but this one is off, so I'm not going to take that point. Okay, so I have 2 good points over here. This point is 2, 70. There you go. I have 2 good points. I have actually 3 good points, but I'm going to just use 2 of them. Now I need to find the rise over run. So rise means how much. I'm going to start from the bottom lowest point. I'm always going to go up or down first. So either I'm going to go rise or I'm going to go down. Okay, so that's your first thing that you have to do. If I'm going rise, my number value should be positive. Okay, but if I'm going down, my number should be negative, because if I'm going up, if your score is increasing, it's plus. If your score is decreasing, it is a minus. Okay, so that's how up and down go. So I'm always start from the lowest point, the bottom point. I'm gonna go up. So I am going up, and I have to see how much up I'm gonna go. So look over here. Each box is how much? So each box is 10. If you notice over here as well at the bottom, it says 10. So one box is 10, or 50 to 60 is changes 10. So this is 10 and another 10. I have to make a right triangle. Okay, this is the right triangle. I'm just gonna use a highlighter to show like how this is a right triangle. This is what I have to do, okay, in order to do the rise over run. So this is 10 and 10, so plus 20, because I went up. So it is plus 20. Because I went 2 boxes up and each box was 10. Then I'm going to do the run. Run is either towards the right hand side. So if you're going towards the right, it is going to be positive. And if you're going back, it should be negative. So if I'm going forward or to the right, it is positive. If I'm going back or to the left, it is negative. So this is your left, and this is the right. So this time I'm going to the right. Now I have to see how much boxes. I went 2 boxes, but how much is each box? So look at the bottom. Each box is 1. So this is 1, another 1. So that's basically plus 2. So 20 over 2, simplify, it is 10. So your slope, or the value of m, is 10. Box your answer. It is very easy. It is very simple. Your steps are only 2. Number 1, find 2 good points and then do the rise over run. And while you're doing rise over run, you have to pay attention that how much is each box, so I don't make a mistake. Okay, example number 3. A company sells bottle of vitamin capsules. The graph shows a linear relationship. Linear means line. Yes, I have a line. between the cost per capsule in cents. So cost is on the Y because money is always on the Y. And the number of bottle orders. The number of bottle orders is on the X. What is the slope? So the question is, what is the slope? So write your letter M over here for your slope. And your fraction for the slope is rise over run. So that's your fraction. Write down M equals rise over run. And that's the information I'm going to use. So in order to do rise over run for the graph, I need 2 good points. So step number 1, find 2 good points. So let's find 2 good points. This is a very good graph. So I'm looking over here. This is my first point because it is right on the edge. I have whole numbers. It is 0, 70. So yes, that's a good point. Scan through. This is not a good point because I have X as 1, but I don't know what is the value of Y over here because there's no number over here. So that's not a good point. Keep walking. This point, it's not a good point because I don't have the value of X and Y over here. So no, I can't use this. Move on. This one, again, no, it's not a good point because I have X, but I don't have the Y. So no, this could be a good point because I have both values of X. X is 4 and Y is 60. So I have 4, 60. Okay, I need 2 good points and I have those, but let's see if I have more. No, keep walking, no, keep walking, no, and there you go. There's another point. And if you notice, they are equal distance from each other. This point is X is 8 and Y is 50. All right, now I need to do rise over run, and this time I'm gonna use a bigger triangle, the right triangle, so that I can show you my work. That's what I'm gonna look through. So slope is rise over run. Rise is 2 boxes down, but each box is 10. So this is 10 and 10, and that's down. So it's minus 20 because I went down, okay? I went down. It is negative 20. 2 boxes down, negative 20. And on the run, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8 and each box is 1, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8. So it is negative 20 over 8, which you can simplify, and you will have, I can simplify using 4. So it is negative 5 over 2, and that's my slope. I'm going to leave this as your answer. So this is my slope value, negative 5 over 10. All right, first thing you're going to do is I need to figure out the slope. It says the graph shows a relationship of the number of hours. Hours is on the X, and distance, which is on the Y. What is the slope? So I have to calculate the slope. So circle the word slope and write down its fraction, which is M equals rise over run. Now, 2 simple steps. I need 2 good points. I figure out the number values, put there, and then simplify. So how much is the rise? First point. This is my first point because this is right on the corner. All right, now you have to pay attention on this graph. Scan through it. This is not a good point because this is little off. Your point has to be exactly onto the edge, so I get the whole number. If you pay attention, this is not on the edge. There's a little bit space, so that's not your good point. So move on. This is halfway. No, that's not my good point. Move on. This is again not on the corner. There is empty space, so move on. And this is right on the corner. So there you go. These are my 2 good points. So this is my first point, and that's my second point. I have 2 points. Now I have to figure out rise over run. So draw a triangle, right triangle, so I don't lose track. Use highlighter or shade with the pencil. Okay, don't use a pen. Now I am going to figure out how much is the rise, because you always have to go up first. So rise. So I'm going upward. How much is each box? So one box, 60 to 90. Each box is 30 because I can see from here each box is 30. So I have to count my boxes by 30. So this is 30, 30, 60. That's another 30, so 90. So this is 90 and another 30, that is 120. So that's 30, 30, 30, and 30. That's total of 120. So the rise is 120 and it should be plus because you went up. So it is plus 120. And then I'm gonna count the run. First, how much is each box? Each box is 1. So this is 1, 2, 3. So that's total 3. So run is 3 and it is also going to the right hand side. So this should be plus as well. So up and right is plus, down and left is minus. So I have my rise over run. Rise was plus 120 and run is 3. Simplify, this should be 40. So slope is 40 miles per hour. That is how you describe or write your slope. So 40 miles per hour. All right, these examples are done. You have a worksheet that you have to finish. Make sure you finish your worksheet and keep it in your binder for today. And I will take from you when I come back tomorrow. Finish all your work. Everything is a grade. Make sure you have your steps written on clearly. And make sure you show your steps on your worksheet as well. Every time, circle the word, keyword from your question that you have to figure out. Write the fraction and then do the rise over run like this, so your steps are clear on the worksheet that you have to do.